Welcome to another episode of Societal Diaries with Angel, a show where I take you through all that there is to know about the many hiccups in the Nigerian society with a sprinkle of my own 2 cents. This show is proudly featured under the 7 Media organization, and let's get into it. Uwa was stripped of her basic human rights after being sexually assaulted and found in a pool of her own blood in a religious institution. This sparked a lot of rage and outcry from people seeking justice. A similar situation happened to a Muslim woman in Ibadan who was equally stripped of her basic human rights and sexually assaulted. It further led to protests by religious leaders and clerics. Osta was betrayed by the one person who claimed to have loved her the most. What happened to her? She was found in an apartment with certain body parts removed, and if you're not aware, he did admit to taking her life. If you've watched the 2 episodes of Societal Diaries with Angel carefully, you'd know where I'm headed at with this. A much recent event happened where the law students of the University of Calabar protested at the office of the Vice Chancellor against a known culprit for sexual offences, a Professor Cyril Ndifon. Notice that I said known culprit. Well, that's because Professor Ndifon had allegations in 2015, suspended in 2016, only to be reinstated in 2017. I mean, there's been news that he's been stripped of his position, but then you can imagine the emotional turmoil that survivors had to go through just knowing that he was retained. I'm sure I'm not the only one who wants to know why the rights to women are a mere representation of written documents with little to no implementation. Again, where is the justice system when you need it the most? Violence against women have come in different forms, from the rights to women's life being seized and also the restrictions that have been put in place by laws and policies. I'd also like for you to think of the many women and girls who have not been able to bring their stories to light. What could be the reason? Firstly, there's the stigmatization and also discrimination. But in the same breath, there's the discouragement knowing that other stories by survivors have been swept under the rug. Do you remember what I said the last time about empathy, where you don't have to be affected directly by a situation to grasp the totality of that thing? Well, I'd also like for you to know that these are human beings before they are citizens, and as citizens, they're entitled to rights that have been set up by policies in ensuring that women and children live free and fair in society. So why do we still have many cases of sexual violation amongst women and children rampant in the country? It is more than just claiming that the rights to women's life and children are being protected. It's more of the action that speak louder. Another question I would like to ask is what we're teaching the younger boys about consent and sex education in itself. I mean, such topics are deemed a taboo in the Nigerian society, but it's only fair to ask. It's shocking hearing enablers ask questions like, "What were you doing there? You know how he is. Why were you dressed this way?" The comfortability on the parts of enablers is only concerning. I know that for the most part I come on here to identify the loopholes in the Nigerian society, but allow me use this time to commend those who have stood at the forefront in combating the violence against women and children, from individuals to governmental and non-governmental organizations. And to the women whose voices are deemed too loud, I want you to understand that the truth hurts, and if anything, your voices would never go unnoticed. When it comes to issues such as this, it takes a village in ensuring that the rights to women and children are protected because of the recurring ignorance of policymakers who were assigned these positions. That's all I have for you today on Societal Diaries with Angel. Remember that if you're asking a woman simply what she was doing there, you're asking the wrong questions. And it doesn't have to happen to a relative before you become empathetic of the struggles of women and children. Before I go, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and also turn on your post notifications to know when next you see me on your screen. Until next time, bye.